the maximum aggravation in Natrum Mur is 11 to 10 a.m. So that is before the noon is aggravated maximum. Then there is also all gone sensation, especially at 11 to 10 a.m. 10 to 11 is sulfur, 11 to 10, 11 to 12 is Natrum Mur, and before breakfast is CPI. So this is all gone sensation, as if there's a hollow sensation in the abdomen and wants to eat something very fast. Rapidly he wants to eat something. So here this is all part and parcel of Natrum Mur, where from 11 to 12 he is aggravated, especially 11 to 12. Then we come down to the eyes. Remember one thing, my dear friends, Natrum Mur eyes are highly sensitive. You will find a lot of Natrum Mur patients, they wear specs at a very early age. They develop myopia at a very early age. It is known as short-sightedness, where a person has to wear specs at a very early age, because as soon as he starts reading or writing, his eyes they develop specs. And in a few of my patients, I have been able to reduce the number of their eyes. It is always goes in a minus numbers in the eyes. And one case I could reduce it from 4.5 to almost zero point 0.5. So this person now can go around without specs. Only when she wants to see something very minutely, he can wear the specs. So here uh, it is an excellent remedy to reduce the number of the eyes. Then we have pain in the eyes in bright light, pain in the eyes while reading, pain in the eyes while working on something fine like needlework, sewing, painting. So all these things, we have pain in the eyes in Natrum Mur whenever he tries to do some fine work, fine work. Then the nose, it is known as allergic, it is known as hay fever during summer. Now, what happens during summer? Whenever he goes out in the sunlight or whenever he looks at a bright light, the Natrum Mur patient may start sneezing. He might start sneezing whenever he goes out in the sunlight or any bright light. So immediately, the moment he goes out in the sunlight, he'll start sneezing. And here, the sneezing is I'll tell you, a bright light or sunlight. So it is known as hay fever during summer. It is more during summer. So any bright light, and you find Natrum Mur to be sneezing immediately moment he enters any bright light or sunlight. Then mouth, we have chapping of lips around chapping of lips. What is chapping of lips? Chapping of lips is nothing but the lips become dry and they start peeling. They start peeling the lips. They start peeling. Oat kurta. Chapping of lips is a tendency of Natrum Mur where the lips keep on chapping, and you have this chapping of lips. So the lips start peeling, and they can sometimes, if you try to smile or laugh or stretch the lips, you will find it bleeding. There's a bleeding in the lips. So chapping of it's a chronic chapping of the lips. There is always a tongue. Tongue, it is known as map tongue. Now, what is map tongue with red insular patches? What is a map tongue? Map tongue is map on the there are different maps on the tongue, that is red insular patches. So different map of, it might be a map of Sri Lanka, it might be a map of Nepal or Pakistan, whatever it is. So different countries you'll come on the mouth, on the tongue of Natrum Mur, and the tongue really it can, I'll tell you, it can burn while taking anything which is very spicy. So because if there's a red insular patches on the tongue, then further down, as I told you, there's upper body which is emaciated and lower body semi-dropsical, you will find there is a there's a vesting or there's emaciation even of the breast in Natrum Mur ladies. The whole body you'll find, my God, this lower body is such a dropsical body, but the breast remain or they start getting smaller and smaller, and because the face emaciates, the neck emaciates, and then the shoulders they emaciate, and equally the chest and the breast they also emaciate. So the breast, which earlier which were full and bulky, they become emaciated. Then Natrum Mur has got a great, as I told you, great desire for salt, and Natrum Mur is also a remedy for aversion for salt. My dear friends, desire for salt and aversion for salt, both we think of Natrum Mur, and one of the reasons why the Natrum Mur patient always has got a desire for salt, I, I have come to a conclusion that is because of low blood pressure. Low blood pressure. There is always suffer from low blood pressure, hypotension, low blood pressure. I have cured couple of cases of diabetes because again, diabetes has got a psychosomatic origin, and if a person has got prolonged grief, non-expressive grief or non-expressive feelings, he doesn't express. He is an introvert. He keeps to himself, though he may be not not obese, nor does he eat a lot of sweet, nor does he have a family history of diabetes. A person can develop diabetes in Natrum Mur, and Natrum Mur has shown results where the diabetes is brought under control. Though Natrum Mur is not mentioned as a remedy for diabetes, but when you go to the causative factor, this causative factor is the turning point in whenever we choose Natrum Mur for diabetes. Then further down, there was this symptom I have observed in couple of people who, whenever there is someone in the presence, someone in the vicinity, and if they go to the urinal, they just cannot urinate. If they are alone, yes, they can urinate, but in case they are, if they are, you will find there will be Natrum Mur patients who cannot urinate in the presence of others, or someone is standing next to them urinating, he will just stand there for some time, wait till the person goes off, and after some time again he will try to urinate. But in the presence of others, he cannot urinate, and that is again a peculiar complaint of Natrum Mur, which I have I have observed in few patients, because I thought it was a very rare complaint, but it is not. It is not a rare complaint. It is having, it's quite a common complaint where it is known as shy urination. We call it shy urination. The urine shies off. Whenever, though his bladder is full, he has got an urgent for urination, but someone comes and stands next to him, he just can't urinate. That's it. Similarly, when someone is in company, she or he, if the Natrum Mur patient, won't be able to cry. They have to be alone, they have to be isolated, they have to be locked up in a room, and they'll cry out, and then again they'll get off and they'll feel better. Then stools also, we have hard stools. We have hard stools, and sometimes they can be painful, like bryonia. Bryonia is also having large hard stools and pain in the anus because of hard stools. We have pain during and after stools in Natrum Mur, and pain in the, there can be bleeding also because of hard stools. There it is shown that it will bleed, the anus will bleed, like Kalikarp and Natrum Mur, both have got bleeding after hard stools, and this then of course Brian is also having hard stools and bleeding every time while passing stools. If there is a bleeding, then we think of acid nitricum because of the fishes. So Natrum Mur is also a remedy for anal fishes, but in our friend acid nitricum, even though there is a loose motions, there is a pain. Even this loose motion, there is a pain. Natrum Mur, the pain is only during the hard stools. So here, Natrum Mur and acid nitricum differs in such a way, because both have got sweating of the palms and soles, both have got desire for salt, but acid nitricum, even though the stools are soft, there is a pain because there is a anal fissure. In here, Natrum Mur, the pain is only during hard stools. Remember, my dear friends, pain is only during hard stools. So Natrum Mur has got, then Natrum Mur is having diarrhea, especially during daytime. Nighttime, the diarrhea stops. From sunrise to sunset, Natrum, the whole Natrum group, and petroleum also, diarrhea only during the daytime. So Natrum and petroleum both have this uh, diarrhea only during the daytime, and night time there is no more diarrhea. You can sleep peacefully without waking up. Then Natrum also is having experience sexual. He's got early ejaculation in sexual encounter, in sexual intercourse. He has got early ejaculation. Probably the reason again may be uh, suppressed grief, because if you cannot concentrate on a sexual intercourse, because sex is not in your organs, but sex is in your brain, and if the brain is not at peace, how can the organs be at peace? So here naturally, if you are suppressed, you have got suppressed grief or suppressed emotions, and you try to perform sex, and because of some worry or here and there, you may have an early ejaculation, and will be most unsatisfactory for the woman who is your partner. So here Natrum Mur, because of, again, we go back to the roots of Natrum Mur, where Natrum Mur is because of suppressed grief. Then one symptom which I have been able to give excellent results is pain, especially in the hamstrings. Hamstrings are the muscles just behind the knee, the popliteal fossa to the hip joint. This is the posterior set of muscles, especially the hamstrings. Pain in the hamstrings, Natrum Mur has given me excellent results, because earlier any pain in the muscles I used to think of as stocks, but then when I went through Natrum Mur in detail, I came across pain in the hamstrings, especially at the posterior part of the thighs. There's a the hamstring muscles where there is pain. Then there are yesterday some smart student asked me any skin problem, especially warts. Yes, warts are on the palms. Palms पे warts आते हैं Natrum Mur, especially palms, and there is a cracking around the nails. The nails, there is a cracking around the nails, and there is burning around the nails because of cracking. And the palms, there are warts on the palms, and here and of course uh, along the border of the uh, along the border of the hair, along the border of the hair on the skull, you have the eruptions on the skull, which is along the border of the hair, and the hair can come out. There's a lot of hair fall with dandruff. Natrum Mur also is a remedy for dandruff. So here, my dear ladies and gentlemen, we have almost finished Natrum Mur, and if you have any questions, you are free to ask them. I am opening up the windows. So if you would like to ask some questions, you are free to ask them. Please. Any questions? Aishwarya? Anyone? Dr. Vinod? Like to ask me something? Are you convinced with the teaching?
Yes, sir, very much.
Okay. Shall I close the lecture?
Yeah, if no question, we can.
Any question? No. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.